Well, hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my series in decorating for Christmas this year. I am so excited for you to see this video. Now, if you did see part 1, you saw that my goal for this year, not just theme, was to decorate without glitter. Because if I'm honest with you, my favorite part in Christmas decor is all the sparkly stuff. But somehow all the sparkly stuff comes with glitter, and I personally think that glitter might just be mankind's worst invention, at least when it comes to decor and arts and crafts. But anyways, in the first video I decorated my living room and mantle, and in this video I'm decorating my office and of course my Christmas tree. So let's get into the video. Oh wait, one thing. Stay to the end because I have exciting news about next year. Now the first thing I had to do was clean up the mess that I made from decorating my living room. I was trying to be sneaky with you guys and hide this mess from you, but I now clearly have to deal with the consequences. So let's pick it up. And as I do, please take a moment to appreciate my footwear for this occasion. I got this tree last year from King of Christmas, and I was so excited to get it out this year again. Not only is it so realistic, I also love its shape and how the tips of the branches are so whimsical. You'll see when it's fully up. Now on to fluffing. I highly recommend that you do this with gloves and long sleeves so you don't scratch yourself. And I also like to fluff the tree in sections as I put the tree up so that I make sure I don't miss a single branch. Now look, I understand that fluffing is no one's favorite part of putting up a Christmas tree, but I am willing to bet that if you are looking at your Christmas tree this year and thinking that it just looks a little drab or a little thin, I am willing to say that's a clear sign you need to fluff your tree some more. Okay, next, and on to a very important topic, the tree skirt. You guys, I actually don't like most tree skirts, and I think that's because I always want the attention to be on the tree and never on the skirt below. So I love to use a blanket. It's cheaper, you can use it as soon as you put your tree down to cuddle up because ultimately it's still going to be winter, or at least it's going to be winter where I live. So I find blankets way more practical. Okay, you guys, we gotta talk about ornament size. You're like, ornament size? I'm like, yeah, duh. I feel like it's something no one questions, but here I am. Let me show you why. There is a photo of a tree that I found on Pinterest a couple years ago that I absolutely adore. It is this grand tree in a foyer, and I love how each of the balls on the tree look so dainty, and the focus is truly on the beauty of the tree itself because none of the ornaments are super overpowering. Now the problem is, when it comes to my own home, I don't have a grand Parisian foyer, and I certainly don't have a space to put up like a 14-foot tree, but last year I realized I can cheat the look. What I decided to do was, instead of buying normal size ornaments, I actually bought a ton of mini ornaments. These! Look at these! They are maybe the size of my thumb. I have some that are gold and then some that are champagne, and they are gorgeous. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I'm crazy yet. But before I put on all the mini ornaments, I do like to fill in the tree with larger ornaments because, well, that's the only thing that makes sense. This year though, I ended up wiring some of my bigger ornaments and a couple pine cones together to make these clusters, and I used floral wire to twist everything together. After adding in the clusters, I wove some brown ribbon through the tree. And then you know me, it was time for all the sparkly stuff. Well, mind you, sparkly without glitter. I really recommend that you add picks to your tree, whatever they look like. I feel like picks really elevate your tree and make it look quite high-end. Then it was time to start adding in some specialty ornaments. The first ones that I added were these small frosted pine cones. Next up are these little glass angels, and these are my favorite because of how they sparkle in the light. I wish the camera did it justice, but I'm sure you can imagine. And now it is time to bring out the small ornaments. These aren't actually the super mini ones yet, those are still to come. So here's the progress of the tree so far. I think it's coming along pretty good, but one thing you'll notice that I've done is I haven't hung many ornaments on the very tips of the branches, and that's because I'm saving them for all the mini ornaments. And then something came over me and I decided to spray some of those small ornaments brown to add some variety. And now it's properly time to add all those mini ornaments. But once I finished putting all the little mini ornaments on the tree, I realized there was something not quite right. So I stood back in this position, because we all know that executive decorating decisions are made with a tilted head, and I realized I didn't like the ribbon, so I went and took it out. Now please comment below if you think this was the right move. I would really appreciate your guidance on this one. I then added some pearls because you know I couldn't resist it, but also because I felt like it tied it into my living room decor as well. Moving on to the rest of the room, I began by taking out this wreath that I got last year from Hobby Lobby. Now I had already added a few other picks in here to zhuzh it up, but this year I wanted to make it extra special, so I decided to add some lights. I then hung the wreath on top of this painting that I have, and this is one of my favorite things to do to turn a regular piece of art into something with the holiday spirit. Next up, this faux fur blanket, which I love. In my opinion, a blanket like this is a must, not just for Christmas, but also the winter season, because it adds both coziness and sophistication all in one item. On top of all this, I think it's really important to remember that good interior design isn't just visual, it's also tactile. Now, if you watched the first video, you know that I prefer fake candles. However, I understand there is a beauty to a natural flame that simply can't be matched. And so, just for you all, I brought out 2 of my real candles. But there's a catch. I don't have a lighter. I don't have a lighter because I never really need one. On the other hand,
I do enjoy making creme brulee, which means... Okay, look. I understand that there are about 100 things you should question about using a blowtorch to light a household candle, but all I will say is you never need to question its effectiveness. And just like that, the room was complete.
I think it's about time that I told you what's going to happen with this channel in 2024. It just so happens that I'm going to be moving early next year, which means I'm going to have to take down all of the modifications and DIYs that I did to this apartment. This all means that I'm going to be doing a ton of decorating and design and DIY and antique store shopping. I could not be more excited. I'll pop up a photo of my present mood board so you can get a sense of my present vision. Which, by the way, this does mean that we're going to be finding, let's say, a suitable place for Fernando, one that doesn't impede with the aesthetics of the room. So why am I moving? Well, it just so happens that next year I am getting married. I could not be more excited. I can already hear you in the comments. His name is Josh. So yes, this is my engagement ring, and yes, I'm wearing it on my right hand. We have a lot to catch up on. Now, I don't want this to turn into a wedding channel, but at minimum, I do plan on making a video all about my custom wedding dress, which I have been designing. And you guys, I tried it on earlier this week, and I was speechless. So, with all that said, I am so excited for 2024, and I'm so excited to bring you guys along with me. Now, if any of that sounded remotely interesting, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any time that I post. And if you're like, ugh, Elena, this is not soon enough for us, then feel free to follow me on my Instagram. I'll be keeping you up to date over there. Finally, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who commented and liked and shared my last video. Plus, y'all had some really good ideas. Frankly, every comment and like and post helps grow this channel, and in return helps me make more content for you guys. So if you like this video, you know what to do. My soliloquy is over. Let's get to the reveal.